Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unicorn Gaming Terrain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is the Monday painting video. What is the Monday painting video and what's it all about? Well, Monday painting video is a painting video, but you guys vote on what you want to paint. So from last week's Weekly Wednesday, which is a weekly Q&A, I show you guys a host of models and you guys then vote on what you want to paint. And that's just like I explained today, it's just today's video. So for all my regulars here, guys, I put a love, thank you very much. I'll see you in a minute. Right, so as you can see, the Venomcrawler won the vote. It's an absolutely fantastic sculpt. All I've done is still these and dry brush the base. Absolutely fantastic sculpt. There's so much little details on this and so many crazy sections to do, and so I'm going to get started by setting up the wet palette and then come back to you with where I'm starting. Right, so to start off with, I've got some Vulcan Green and some Euphorin Grey on my wet palette. So I'm going to just come in with some Vulcan Green, because the first thing you need to do when you're painting Chaos units now is decide, like, if they're just normal Chaos Space Marine units, you have to decide what mark of the gods they have. So if you've got, say, World Eaters where they're all Khorne, you've got Death Guard, they're all Nurgle. But anything like this, you have to decide what mark it has. So if you have a Chaos Space Marine force, you have to give it a mark of Chaos. You can give it just undivided mark if you want, but I think it's more interesting to always give them a mark. So this guy, he's going to be a Nurgle one. So I'm going to come in with some Vulcan Green first of all and just pick out all of the big panels on him. I'm not going to do the whole thing on camera, I'm going to do a little bit. You see how well done that is? That's the way that I want it. Now I'm going to do all the rest of these panels. And I'm going to come back to you, even on the legs here, look. Just absolutely some crazy bits to do. So I'm going to do all those bits like that. And I'm going to come back to you when it's done. Right, so I said 2 thin coats of Vulcan Green. Now I'm going to come with some Euphorin Grey. And I'm going to come in, I'm going to get all the fleshy parts of this model. So all the bits where the skin is going to be. Again, don't panic, I'm not going to show you the whole thing on camera. I'm just going to do a few little bits. I must say, you guys, this is a difficult model to paint. Just because there are so many little amazing little bits on it. They just capture your attention and you go, oh, I didn't realise that was there. And you start painting and you go, oh, then there's this bit and there's that bit, and so, wow. But I'm going to get in there and get it done. Then I'm going to get the rest of these fleshy parts. So I think that's really it, I think. His underside here, some here. As well as cybernetics going into him. This is a demon engine after all. So I'm going to finish off those last little bits. Right. Some people are going to go, what the hell is this guy doing? It's crazy, man. Trust me, there's a process and it works. So I've got a tongue as well, so it just stands out. Now I'm going to come with some lead belcher. Let's work this down a little bit more. I'm going to come in, I'm going to get all these pipe works in here. Things like this. Yeah, so just a quick dry brush over, not a dry brush, but a wet dry brush over the top, so the little grooves really stick out of the black undercoat. Going to get all this pipe work in here. I'm going to get his tentacles and just a few other bits of metal that I think is going to be steel. Right, so now I've got some Retributor arm on the wet palette. just show you some of the seal work that I've done. It's not too much, but I'm going to come in with the Retributor armour, and here's what I'm going to do: the painstaking task of going around and getting all this gold trim, all these little bits. And it is a pain in the hole to do, but the result at the end looks absolutely fantastic. Now you don't need to sit and watch me do that, so I'm just going to do a little bit here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, and then I'm going to go off camera and do the rest. Right, so I've added Eshin Grey to the wet palette, some beaten copper, some Mephiston red, and some white scars, and moot green. Now, some of you say, I don't have beaten copper because it's an old colour, John. Oh, what are you doing? You can get GW's equivalent. You can get Army Builders beaten copper. It's not an issue. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the beaten copper. I'm going to just paint top of these pipes so they all stand out even more. Again, I'm not going to do all of that on camera. I'm going to go off camera and do the rest. Right, so looks a bit missed actually. Missed a little bit. Then get that. I've brought this right down on the wet palette so it goes on nicely and gives me a nice bit of darkness underneath. The front shin guards as well. And I get the spikes a little once over. Now I'm going to come in without dropping the model again. Come in with that Eshin Grey. I'm going to pick out the rock on his base. There's a little bit of rock here. These other legs sits on. Now what I'm going to do with this piece down here, I'm going to add some silver and some lead belch and some beaten copper just randomly. You can see I've got the gold into a little bit there, and then I'm going to come back to you for the next piece. Right, so for all intents and purposes, this bad boy is ready, battle ready. But for all my regulars, I know what's coming next. For everyone that's new, now we take it beyond battle ready. This is where the good, proper shading, detailing and everything else starts coming on. This could be, highlighting, this could be edge highlighting, this could be dry brushing, it could be washing, it could be all those sorts of things. The first thing I'm going to do is come in with some Mephiston red. And I'm really going to pick these eyes out here. I'm going to try and just get a little bit around on the eyes so they look like they're glowing. Get some more Mephiston red. He has eye sockets in here. Pick those out. My ear has 3 one side and 2 the other, I don't know. Now, I'm going to come in with some white scars, and I'm going to dry brush his teeth. going to come in with some more white scars. I'm going to dry brush the skull up here. You get all these teeth here, and these little teeth here. Now, I'm going to have some moot green, and I'm going to really water it down. Really water it down. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to do all of this again. See how watered down that is? That may not even, for me, that may not even be watered down enough. I don't want to get every single bit. I want to leave to the Vulcan green around the edge. I want to leave that as much as possible. I'm going to go off camera and do the rest of that because you see and watch me do all this. Such a transformation. Now, a few bits there are still wet, as you can see them shining, but that's the look it gives you. So when you're looking at it like that, it's just, I love it. I love that simple technique with two colours, one of them being really watered down. Now you could also, if you really wanted to, just take a bit of more moot green that's not as watered down and just touch it in here and there. You can also put some moot green and some white scars together, mix it up together and bring in with a few more bits here and there just to highlight it up a bit more. I could do that as well. I might do that a little bit here and there. But for now, we're on to the next part, which is contrast and washing. So first of all, we're going to start with Venomcrawler flesh. So we go, oh goodness, flesh. What's this? What's happening with this one? All the bits of skin that I painted that colour, the Euphra grey, I'm now going to come in with Venomcrawler flesh. About knocking the contrast paint over. I'm going to do something very special here as well. So when I get that in, it's going to give me a lovely flesh colour, yeah. But we're not going to stop there. We're going to do something a little bit crazy now. So, those of you that are prone to falling off your seat, brace yourself. Now I'm going to come in with some Druky Violet shade. Some of you are probably edging your seat now. What the hell's this crazy man doing? I'm going to take some and we're going to wet blend it in with the Venomcrawler flesh. And I love this result. You see how with the Venomcrawler flesh it brings up the Euphra grey underneath. So it's going to give us that. See it there, look. Start bringing that into it. I think that's a bit too much. Start moving it around. You'll see bits of that Euphra grey coming through. Now, I'm going to come in with some Talizar blue. There's another contrast paint. I'm going to get his tongue. The reason I'm doing his tongue colours are blue. Because when you look at his mouth now, it all the colours there just really contrast each other. I'm not talking contrast paint, they just actually really stand out away from each other. I'm going to get the tongue that's up here as well, hanging out of his body. Again, the blue just really breaks up the gold and the green. I'm going to whack it on the little bit of feather there, little bit of fluff hanging, tassel hanging off the chain. Oh, we're not finished yet, guys. I'll back to you in a second. Right, so now I'm going to come with some Agrax Earthshade. And what I'm going to do is hit all of this metal section, all these pipes and all these bits of metal. Just whack all of that. The tentacles, all these bits on his head. His guns. So I'm going to go off camera and do that and come back to you with the last bits. As you can see, I just run it along the edge of that. The inside just taps it in there. I didn't flood it with it, I just tapped the last little bits that was on the brush in there. Now all of a sudden we've got this crazy ass creature. Oh my goodness me. Now I'm going to take some white scars. I'm going to mushroom it off onto a bit of tissue as I can. I'm going to come in and I'm going to dry brush this, the stonework. What this white scar is going to do as well is just really draw your attention to the base as well. And white scars is a layer base, so it will go and brighten and dull itself down. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to round it again, just getting the sharpest edges. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some moot green and some white scars on the wet palette, mix these bad boys together, not fully but just mixing up a bit up, so I can show you what colour I've got here now. So there's the white scars, there's the moot green, and here's the colour I have in the middle. It's a really light colour, really light green. So now I have that, I'm going to water it down really well on the brush, on the palette. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to come along, and I'm not doing the whole thing, I'm just going to a few bits in here and there. Just mostly on those sharp edges. I've really watered down too much, I think. Yeah, I think I've got that watered down a bit too much. This might be one step too far, I think. Now you guys be the judge and let me know. I'm going to stop with that now. I think I've gone. I think I've personally gone a step too far. But there's the Gilman flesh. Let's bring that light a little bit so you can see a bit better. Gilman flesh and the Druki violet. Blend this together. Gives you a horrible purpley, raw, fleshy type look. That looks awesome. His face looks awesome. Now I could come in with some Loughburn blue if I really wanted to, and just highlight her tongue up a little bit. I'm not going to, because I think the blue from the tongue really breaks up that whole area. The blue from the tongue here really like defines the area, and you look at the teeth and the eyes, and oh, I was thinking maybe we're coming with some. No, do nothing else. That's it. Don't do nothing else, because you're gonna get too carried away with this model. Right. So for all intensive purposes, he is done now. No messing around. I'm thinking of doing some more, but I need to, you know, pull myself back a little bit here. The skull on top, I gave a wash down with Agrax Earthshade as well. I'll give you a picture of it when I bring it out for pretty pictures. So guys, thank you for voting. This actually model has been sitting on painting in the vote for a long time now. I'm glad it's done. I'm glad it's painted. It's going to be part of my Chaos Force for Wednesday's game, which is fantastic. There's still a few more models to paint, and I don't want to put grey plastic or just undercut models on the table and a battle report for you guys. I want to have them painted, but it's only 2 days, so well, Wednesday morning, tomorrow afternoon, and that's it then. So I don't know what way that's going to work. See if I can wangle something. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, if you enjoyed what you've seen, if it's helped you in any way, just hit the subscribe button, guys, because it costs you absolutely nothing. It helps channel out in a massive way. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. Everyone smash the thumbs up button so it triggers YouTube to share this video with more and more people and make this amazing community grow. Again, thank you for everyone that voted. And if you voted for something it didn't win, don't panic, because everything has to be painted. But now that this week's is a Chaos model, there won't be no Chaos Space Marines in next week's vote. There'll still be World Eaters, because they're a different faction, even though they're all Chaos. But they'll still be in it, but just normal Chaos Space Marines won't be. So guys, hit the buttons for me. I bring you down, show you some pretty pictures. Thanks for voting. Until next time, take it easy.